Hi, this is Matt Hillman from Kodiak Golf, here to show you how to set up a high school meet. So first off, you go to Events, and then click the plus, and select High School Meet. Select the season, and then we're at the creation of the meet, and so we need to enter some initial information. We need to select a course, so I'll pick Otter Creek. If your course is not in this list, email us at support@kodiakgolf.app, and we'll get it in as soon as possible. Select our tees, select how many holes we're playing, how many players in a grouping, and we need to give it an event name. So I'll call this Test High School Meet. The start date and time, and if this is an official event, if you have a qualifier or practice, you'd want to turn this off. And then you can add your teams here. You can add all the teams right now, or you can add them more later in the full event editor. Let's go ahead and go into our team. And let's add in our 6 players that are playing. And let's add in another team. Say Ankeny. We'll pick Ankeny Centennial. And then we'll select their 6 that are playing there. And now let's say the order is incorrect. Let's say Ellison is number 2. On the web, you'd grab the 2 dashes here and drag her up, and that'll reorder them. On a phone, it's a long press, so you can change the order there. And now let's hit save. So that created the tournament with 2 teams playing with 6 each. We go to teams. We can then see the teams playing. This is the event information screen before the event is underway. Go to tee sheets and see all the tee sheets. And you can see that it's a shotgun start at 11:26, and it put people on particular holes. Let's say we need to change that. If we go to the full event editor, we click the pencil, and now we can edit everything about the event. So let's go down the left-hand side first. Go to settings. That's where we are. You can change the name. Is it findable via searching? One thing to note, if you just want to get in here and mess around, go for it. But make sure to turn on test event. That'll keep notifications from going out to people and other things. So turn on test event. Oh, in addition, when you're all done with the test event, come up here and click the garbage can and delete the event, and that'll clean up everything, and you can start a new one then. Registration, ignore, because you don't have that. Time zone, and just other things in regards to the event. You can also add managers. So you can add more managers that can come in here and edit this event. Information. Initially, there are 2 information pages. These are pages. If you want to change the content, you click on content, and you go to a little editor and type in information. Let's say you're not going to have information. You're just going to have a rules section. You just close the information one. You can add more pages. You can change the logo in the background. Let's go to sponsors. You can add a sponsor that stream across the top of the leaderboard. And really, you just click the add button, and then you give it a title. You give it the web page of, if they click the banner, that's where it would go. And really, all you need to set is the top banner. So if you set those 3 things, it'll show at the top. And if you don't need it, you just click the X. Divisions. every tournament starts with one division, has to have one division. But let's say you're going to play varsity and JV. Our suggestion right now is to have a varsity division and a JV division, have them separate. But you can change the name, give it a description, change the default course tees, change the default players per team. Low score count is 4, and with all the high school meets, to the best of my knowledge, need 4 scorers. Number of rounds, if it's a multi-round tournament, you would change that to 2. It's a Friday, Saturday tournament. Holes per round, 9. And then here are a few more things. Max score. And if you click it, it'll drop down a list. And tiebreaker support. So right now, there's just a few options in here, and it gives you a description of what those are. Now let's go to teams. And in the teams, again, you've kind of you had a mini version of this in the creation. But you want to say Ellison, oh, you know what? Ellison is in spot 3. So you drag and drop or long press on a phone. You can add more teams. Just search, click on them, and select players. Now, if this is a visiting team and their roster's incorrect, they don't have Kodiak Golf. Or the roster's incorrect, you can come in here and edit the roster. And then you can add missing players in here. And the player list on the right here is just a list of all the players that are playing. You can click this exclamation mark. And if you do hover on the web on any of these icons, it'll tell you what it does. But if we click on edit status, you can DQ a player. One thing to note is that since we changed the teams, I'm going to skip ahead and go to rounds, and you'll see that there are 4 groupings with 3 players, so that doesn't have every player playing. What I tell people to do is when all the teams are set, all the players are set, the best thing to do is come back to divisions and click build rounds. It'll go through and set up all the tee times, set up all the groupings based on a predetermined schedule. And now when we go to rounds, we'll see all the groupings. There should be 6. And there's all the players. And we'll notice that the tee times and the hole numbers right there. Let's say it did a shotgun start. Let's say we want tee time starts. So if you come down here to the actions section and click calculate tee times, and we say it's a 10-minute offset, it would then take this start time and start the first grouping there, and then add 10 minutes and put everybody on hole 1. Let's say we want to go back to shotgun. You go back to calculate tee times and put in 0. So that'll do shotgun start. And let's say we don't, you know what, this grouping 2 isn't going to start on hole 9. They're going to start on hole 2. You click the more button and say edit tee time and hole, and we would set them to hole 2. Or let's say they're 1A. It's 1A, 1B. Come in here and set them to this person to 1B. And you come up here and set this team to 1A. So you can change pretty much anything about these groupings. You can delete them. You can add groupings yourself and manually add players with the plus right here. So you can do whatever you want with the groupings. Now, how the whole system works is based on the round status. So right now we're in setup, and then it goes to active, and then it goes to posted. So the minute we click change status and we mark it as active, it will then go out and make all the scorecards and everybody can start scoring. So if we come out of the event manager now, we'll see a little different leaderboard, and it'll list the team leaderboard, the individual leaderboard. And now, if we go into Clarkson here, pick them off the team, we can then see the scorecard. And it will be listed in that person's, everybody in that grouping, in their play list will have that scorecard. One person from the grouping needs to score. And once they click on it, it will ask them if they want to start scoring. So one person in the grouping has to score. Let's say they don't have a phone, or they forgot to score, or they have an incorrect score. You need to fix it. You come back as the event manager, you edit the event, go to rounds, find the round that's the issue. And if it's posted, if the round is this grouping has posted their scorecard, you can click the more button, you can unpost the grouping, and then you come back to the more button again and say take over scoring. And then you can come in here and score for them. On the web, this is like the mobile version on the web, which is maybe a little inefficient, but if you click the more button, there is such a thing as grid scoring. And so then if you need to put in a bunch of scorecards, you can go to grid scoring and just start typing them in. So once everybody has scored, their scores will show up on the leaderboard and they've all posted. So you'll come into rounds and you'll see, let me go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and post one of these scorecards. Hold on. Okay, I went ahead and posted this scorecard. You'll see the word posted here. And so the last thing to do is make sure all of the groupings are posted. And then once that's done, you can come into status and mark the status of the round as posted. What that does is that finishes it all up. It determines the standings for the season, and it does a bunch of calculations. So I think that's it. Appreciate you listening. If you have any questions, email support@kodiakgolf.app. And thanks for your time.